I am a survivor of child abuse and child exploitation. And I lived my entire childhood absolutely terrified. Terrified and alone, isolated in my house, not allowed into my family, treated like absolute shit by my father.
Hmm.
It was horrible, all of it. And I have worked really hard for a couple of years to reprocess all of that. And I've been using a really interesting therapy technique called the internal family systems model. And the idea is that our bodies and our minds create like pieces of the personality to do different things for us when we are responding to trauma.
Mm.
And you get kind of like different parts of your personality. And the way that I've been doing this therapy is to interact with these different parts and talk to them and understand like, okay,
Wow.
this part of me is that little kid who's so scared, who just doesn't know what's coming and is so terrified. And I remember being that kid. And a lot of the work that I can do with EMDR and using this particular model, and I'm oversimplifying it,
Yeah.
is to get into conversation with that kid and help that kid understand
Do you
that,
talk to yourself?
uh-huh, and help that kid understand that he's safe and he's me and we grew up and there's just things that happen and it's weird and I know that this sounds crazy
No.
but there are times where I'll be talking to my younger self, and I'll be out doing something and the younger self will pipe up and be like, I remember a thing, and I'm like, okay, go ahead, let me hear what it is. And I listen to it and it's so weird. Telling my therapist last at our last session, it feels silly, but it makes a lot of sense to me that I'm in conversation with myself and I say to my younger self, sweetheart, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I went through that too. I remember when I
Mm.
went through that. And I know how much it
Yeah.
hurts and I know how scary it is. And if you can hear me and if you can trust me, I promise you that it gets better and I promise you you are safe. And here's how I know these things. And I'm massively oversimplifying it. And
No,
and it, and it does.
but I get it. I'm getting what you're saying
Yeah.
because I can almost imagine, myself just, yeah, and I guess I've talked to myself. I definitely talk to myself, but what I'm thinking is, do you also say things like, I know what you're thinking right now. And
Yeah.
that's not true. That's
Yeah.
not true. How could you be this way and feel this way?
Yeah.
Here's the reasons why you're wrong.
Yeah. I
And
I write myself notes like, dear Will, you have forgotten that you're loved and you're safe and that you matter.
wow,
I am reminding you because you forget all the time. I love you.
that's awesome.
Signed,
That's
you
awesome.
from the past. And I put it out there for me. And every now and then I come across that and I'm like, wow, I really needed that. I'm glad that I did that for
Like
myself.
little notes.
Little notes and things. And
I think that's awesome.
I don't. It's really easy for people, I think, to fall into this sort of like toxic positivity of just like, well, I just do this little trick. There's nothing tricky about it. And there's a line there, where like I feel like it becomes avoidance, and then there's a different track where it really becomes like really engaging in just a way that is understandable and accessible to each. Each person's journey is different. Each person's experience is different.